Hi everyone. Welcome to your Palms YouTube channel. Depression signs. In this video, the main signs associated with depression are presented and discussed. The presented signs are commonly found on the palms of persons suffering from depression. Persons having the headline sloping downward to Mount Luna are more prone to depression than those with straight headline. Accordingly, the presented depression signs would have more acute impact on persons having a sloping headline to Mount Luna. Persons having a small Mount, upper Mars, would also be more negatively impacted by the presence of any of the depression signs. Depression is a mental health condition that can be cured or curtailed with the help of a professional. Sign number 1. Girdle of Venus. The presence of the girdle of Venus on the palm indicates that the person is hypersensitive and very emotional. Any minor offense would extremely affect the person, resulting in internal suffering. Although being caring to others, the person feels empty while suffering from the pain of living. The presence of the girdle of Venus is a sure sign that the person would be expected to suffer from depression. In this case, the person would tend to go through short cycles of happiness followed by long cycles of sadness. Sign number 2. Mount Saturn is dominant in the palm. One or more of the following conditions would apply when Mount Saturn is to be considered dominant in the palm. The little finger, Apollo finger and the Jupiter finger are all bent towards the Saturn finger. Mount Saturn would contain one or more vertical lines, or other signs such as a trident or a square. There could be several lines, originating from different mounts, that travel in the direction of the Saturn finger. The Saturn finger would be relatively long compared to the Apollo and the Jupiter fingers. While the person would benefit from good qualities associated with Saturn, it would be expected that the negative defects imposed by Saturn would cause the person to suffer from depression. In this case, the person would be pessimistic, would feel lonely, and misunderstood by society, all being factors that would result in depression. Sign number 3. Ring or rings below Saturn finger. A ring formed around the base of the Saturn finger is referred to as a Saturn ring. There could be more than one ring. The presence of a Saturn ring indicates that the person is always undecided, and keeps altering the life course, by changing jobs, defining different life objectives and changing partners. In this case, the person is continuously suffering internally from insecurity, fear and pessimism, all being factors that result in depression. Sign number 4. Mount Saturn is colored yellow. The yellow color, or tint, on Mount Saturn could appear at certain periods of time or could be visible for an extended period. The yellow color indicates that the person is suffering internally, very lonely and pessimistic. At the times when the yellow color appears, the person would be suffering from depression. Sign number 5. Grill on Mount Saturn. The presence of a grill on Mount Saturn indicates that the negative defects imposed by Saturn would cause the person to suffer from depression. In this case, the person would be pessimistic, would feel lonely and misunderstood by society, would be very undecided, all being factors that would result in depression. Sign number 6. Lifeline and headline are blended too long at the start. In most hands, the headline starts blended with the lifeline and separates at around the age of 12 years. In this case, the headline is blended with the lifeline up to the ages of 18 to 25 years. This sign indicates that the person was held too tight by the parents, resulting in the person lacking self-confidence, being shy, very cautious, impractical, not able to take decisions, being fearful and always feeling very insecure. The person worries a lot about the opinions of others. The person would be very sensitive. Such a person gets hurt and sad easily, resulting in an overall pessimistic character. As a result, the person would be prone to suffer from depression. Sign number 7. Downward branches from the heart line to the headline below the Saturn finger. In this case, downward branches from the heart line terminate at the headline under the Saturn finger. This sign indicates that the person is heart-centered and suffers emotionally. Accordingly, the person would be prone to suffer from depression, particularly between the ages of about 20 to 30 years. Sign number 8. Heart line with many small downward hair lines. In this case, many hair lines curve downward from the heart line along most of its course. Each downward hair line indicates an emotional downturn. The person would be chronically suffering emotionally. As such, the person would be prone to suffer from chronic depression. Thank you for being here. Please subscribe to this channel to be notified promptly of new posts. Your opinion matters. Please feel free to add your comments. Goodbye for now.